Hi guys, this is Marty from Ralayla Creates. This is an update on my husband's Star Wars journal that I'm working on. I do have my signatures put together and all my papers trimmed down. Some of the papers I can't show because I pulled it from a Star Wars book that I got at, where'd I get it? Goodwill. And those papers are copyrighted, so I will have to cover those up when I show you those particular papers. And so I've just created my signatures. Whoop, this one's upside down. Well, the inside's upside down. Okay, and this is, I had bought the Star Wars music from John Williams. My husband loves John Williams, in addition to Star Wars, and John Williams wrote the movie scores. So I did have that in there for him, because I like to include music paper. And there's the theme song. And I do have one of those pages come up I can't show. So this is just a piece of paper that I dyed. I used grit dyed, just hung it out on line to let it dry. And I'm going to try putting, this is a transparency, you can see that. It's a transparency that you use for like overhead projectors. And I don't know, I mean, I'll probably put some post-it notes and things like that on it. I have some vellum glue that's not supposed to show. And I don't know, thought that would be a good addition to this. Okay, so I covered that paper that I couldn't show. And this right here is one of the Star Wars papers out of the 12x12 pad. And what I did is done some just brush marks on here with the red and the green, and did a few little splotches with the orange. It's supposed to be kind of reminiscent of, you know, the swish of the lightsaber. But I thought, you know, decorated a little bit. I don't like the white sides of paper. Just like this one back here, there's a bunch of swatches of the blue and the green for the light. Okay, so that's what I did to that, and then on the inside, I just painted it red and just did a few little techniques. I just put extra water on it, basically. I took my brush and dipped it in water and just flicked it. Okay. Another page I can't show here, but this is just the back of the one that I painted. Okay, this piece of paper is just covering another one of those book pages that I can't show. On film, you can't have it. It's copyrighted for any kind of film or retrieval system, which includes, you know, YouTube. So I don't want to get dinged for copyright. So on the inside, I don't like the blank pages on the back of the scrapbook paper. So I wanted to include some painting on it. Just to include more color. There's one of these papers I can't show. Okay, on this one, this is just a regular piece of paper that I've done some stitching around, and it has a metallic thread going around it. And then on this side, this is just regular paper, and I use some of this metallic craft paint on there just to give it a shimmer. You can still write on it, but just so it's not so stark white. And then here I have a page from that book so there's another sheet of music paper. I have a little card included, and then just some stitching on this plain white piece of paper. That. Okay, and then this is just a piece of cardstock. I got Michael's, it's the Recollections brand, just to be reminiscent of the lightsaber colors. Then we have another sheet of music right there. Now there's 20 pages per signature, and there's 7 signatures. Okay, and this one is supposed to be like the battle that they have, all the different color lightsabers, and of course the big one that kills, there's the green and blue, that kills Obi-Wan Kenobi. And then this is a page from an activity book, a Lego activity book, Star Wars. Okay, so that's a signature, and most of the signatures are like this. They'll have about 4 of the book pages that come from, oh my goodness, mainly this book right here, Star Wars Episode 1, but I also have Star Wars Attack of the Clones. But this is the book, and this book here is the ones that I used. Alright, so each one is about the same, you know, it has the same type of music sheets, the Lego paper, activity paper, the sheets from the book, or books that I used. As I said, which are copyrighted. Okay, so the next thing I've done is, and I meant to record this when I did it, but I got carried away and forgot to record. Okay, I did start making my cover. I got carried away, like I said, and all I did was take the chipboard, and let's see, this is, it's a piece of the chipboard. Well, it's actually 2 pieces. It's like 6.5 inches here, and the back is 6.5 inches, and then the spine is like 3 3/4 inches on that. So I have a very big spine, and I went ahead and covered it. Like I said, I just forgot about videoing, having issues. I'm uploading one video for the 4th time. But anyway, this is the first time I've tried the cover like this. Mine don't normally have this nice little channel through here, and I had seen somebody on Instagram. You know, they do the little snippet videos on Instagram, and she showed how to get that look right there. And all you do is when you put glue on your chipboard and put it down, and you leave a gap between these 2 pieces, and you push it together so that the material comes up in between there, you know, which makes the little channel on this side. Sorry about that. This material came from Joann's. It was in the upholstery section. I got it on sale when they were having They had a really good sale with their home fabrics that was 40 or 50% off a few weeks ago. And we had initially thought we were going to put it in one of these. I think this is the one my husband chose. I didn't really like it. I mean, he's going to take this to work, so that wasn't my favorite for the outside of it. You know, have all these. But after I showed him this one, he decided he did like that one. And so we have that. And I'm not sure if I'm going to use this on the outside. I also have this. This is a little too stretchy though, I think. I don't think that. This is a little more reminiscent of Han Solo. And then I do have this, which is more reminiscent of Chewbacca. And I do have this trim. I don't like this color here with the, this is like a smoky gray, a dark smoky gray. But with all the circles, I really like that for, it's supposed to be like planets, I guess. Well, that's what I say anyhow. I also have this right here. So I'm not sure what I'm leaning toward. I know I don't want this. And I'm probably wanting one of the blacks. And it'll probably be this one because it's wide. It takes up a lot of real estate. I just think this is maybe too thin. If you take this away, you got this as a closure here. That's just kind of thin to me. And this book is going to be, fairly large. But anyway, so that's where I'm at so far. I have decided, I did some puzzles, and in one of my other videos showing you how to prepare puzzles for ephemera. And so what I'm going to do on this one, now I'm going to put material across here because I'm going to do a hidden spine, and I'm going to use my Tyvek underneath whatever I decide to put on top, whether it be paper or whether it be material, just to help stabilize it a little more. I normally go with this type of binding. That's fine if you don't. I make a sandwich. I'll have like this. I'll have another piece of material behind it, another piece of material or cardstock or something like that on top of it, and then I'll sew my signatures in, side by side, and I do have 7 signatures. And then this overlaps that part. You just do it down just on the edge just to help support that, reinforce that, because this isn't going to tear. It's Tyvek. So once I get my signature sewed in and put this down, now like I said, I may have a whole piece of material that goes across here. I'm not sure. But on top of whatever it is I put down to cover the inside, I'm also going to add this puzzle that I had put together. And if you remember this one, if you've seen the other video, this one had a puzzle piece missing out of it. So this will be kind of like this. Okay. And then my other puzzle piece. And I cut this down on my regular cutter. Wouldn't use that. I have the Dolly 550 that I got as a gift from my mom and my husband earlier this year, and it was easy cutting through that. I mean, this is a luxury. You don't have to do it with that. I mean, you can do it with a craft knife and a ruler. Be sure to use a ruler, one preferably with the middle edge, to you want to do that slowly. You can also use a rotary cutter. I've used rotary cutters before. You know, I have this one here. I put it up my ruler with the middle edge and go along that. This is a little easier for me than you know, constantly trying to lightly score going down through with a knife. That's just because I have dexterity problems. Yeah, I have a carpal tunnel and nerve issues in my arm, so this is just a little easier for me. You know, you do what works for you. You know, if the rotary cutter will work, that's fine. You know, use your guide and protect your hands. But the dolly cutter worked really well for me. So I'm going to end up putting these on the inside. And of course, like I said, my signatures will be like this. And you won't see any of that white. That white will not be showing. But this will be the inside of the book. And my corners are a little ragged. Not too bad. But I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, so I'm going to get some corner covers, some silver corner covers, and put that on there so you can't see. Just a little, it's not as smooth as I like it to be. Paper's a little easier for me. So I'll get those and cover those up. But that's where I am so far. The next thing I'm going to do, like I said, is sew in my signatures. And each one has 20 pages and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 signatures. So, okay, so there's 20 pages per signature. And so if you times that by 4, that's 80 sides, you know, in each signature. And that is a total of 560 pages because there's 7 signatures. Now that doesn't include, you know, cards that I put in there. Like the one signature I showed just now that had, you know, the small card. That doesn't count those. These are, you know, full pages that are in there. So it's a little chunky monkey. And as you can see, you know, I did use the dolly paper trimmer. Because when you start stacking papers inside each other, it's going to keep pushing it forward. So I did trim all my papers back as best I could, you know, to make it a little nicer. And then at the top as well, so it's not jagged, you know, the papers align a little bit better. So that's where I'm at. And I did want to show you the thought process behind the puzzles that showed you how to mount. And I'll come back when I have something else. Bye, guys.